people start hating on you or they start downing you, it's because they don't understand what you see. That's why you have that goal. That's why you're working towards it. They're working towards something else if they're working towards anything specifically at all. What's up, y'all? In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to deal with doubt and how to deal with the hate that people give you. Man, this is a tough topic because I feel like I've dealt with this so much that it starts to wear on my mind mentally sometimes. Because you ever have those people that you're like, oh yeah, that's my friend group, you know, that's the people that are going to support me no matter what. Or you have that stranger group where they support you and they give you more love than the people that you expected to actually show you the care and the support that you needed. I've had both of those. With me having a business, I've had people reach out to me and be like, hey, I really appreciate what you're doing. I want to learn more about what you're doing. And I've had people that I expect to support me and kind of help me expand what I'm doing. Be like, no, I don't think that, I don't think you're doing the right thing. I think you're scamming. I think, what you're doing is very risky, if you will. For me, I've had 3 key experiences when it comes to that. This isn't a disrespectful, video to anybody that's going to listen to this video for these 3 different people. As I know, I do Forex trading and I teach about it. I have a business about it. I have a course about it. And so that's what I do, right? And so when I first started it, I remember I was telling my mom about it and she was like, yeah, I don't know if you want to do that. That seems like it's a scam. You're dealing with stocks. Is it really guaranteed? Can you actually make money from it? And for me, I was still understanding what it was, right? I'm still trying to understand, how it works, how to actually make money from it. And so for me, I'm like, well, look, I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out, right? But I remember even after I started going on with it and I started building the business and I started becoming profitable from it, she was like, is that real money? Can you actually make real money? And I would show her I would show her how much I made in a day. And she's like, is that real money? And for me, that was very, shout out to my mom. I love my mom. But for me, that was low-key, mentally tough because I'm expecting you to be like, wow, congratulations. I know how hard you've been working to do this. I know how much you've put in the time to understand this concept of trading and, this and that. And instead, it was still what felt like more doubt. Is that really money? Can you actually withdraw it? Is this a real thing? Before my mom was really big on go to college and go get a degree just in case this doesn't work out. Or, whatever the case is. And for me, I'm like, I know the potential I have in this. And so feeling that doubt from someone close, it really starts to wear on you. And I feel like whenever I've talked to people before, they're like, yeah, my parents think that I just need to go to college. Now I can't be a good entrepreneur, or that I can't just work this normal job until I really figure it out. And, that's so big for a lot of people because I know I'm not the only one. But what sucked more for me is that I remember I had my best friend in high school. Him and I, we grew up since middle school. Basically, I met him in middle school and elementary school, one of those, and I've known him for basically my whole life. I'll never forget this moment because it was a life-changing moment for me. I remember we was in a party chat for my gamers, a party chat. You could wear a headset, you could talk to your friends or whatever. And I'm sitting on there, I'm telling him man, I really want to do this Forex thing. I could really make it. I could really do it. And he's sitting there yeah, man, I don't know if this is what you should be doing. I think you should have went to college. I think that, what you're doing is that, he was basically putting down what I was doing. And for me, I just sat there in silence because I'm not the type of person that's going to start, going back and forth with you with something I really believe in, unless I know that you can actually listen to it. And when I was talking to him, he was really doubtful. He was really this isn't going to work out for you, basically. That night was a changing night for me because I got off the game. I didn't even say nothing to him. I just heard everything he had to say, got off the game, and then I started studying hard. I started going harder, and I started following my rules, making money off of it, becoming profitable, and getting to that point where I'm like, I guess I gotta prove you wrong, and I gotta prove my mom wrong, and I gotta prove this person wrong, right? And in my head, I was really stuck on, why can I just get support from the people that I feel like should support me? My friend group, I would be talking about, hey, let's do this, let's do that, let's talk business, let's talk money. and they'd be like, well, I'm in college. Oh, let's just talk about girls. Let's just talk about things that don't matter. Like, you would think that, you know, as you're a young person and you're trying to build yourself, money should be a conversation that you should be having. But instead, it's like, oh, well, I think that, you know, what you're doing is not a good thing. And I think that you should steer away from that and go towards something else. And so for me, I've always dealt with doubt. Dealing with doubt is like almost a normal thing at this point. But it's like, how do you really deal with that? For me, I just silence it out now. People are always asking me, you know, oh, you're doing Forex trading? Isn't that a scam? Oh, you're selling a course? Okay, so you're just trying to make money off of people. And for me, that's not the case. You know, I actually teach about it. I'm very passionate about what I teach about. When I hear people be like, you know, you're just trying to make a buck off of people, you're not going to actually teach nothing in the course, and yada yada, like, it used to really take a mental toll on me, but no one really understood me, right? No one understood the late nights that I would put in, the YouTube videos I would watch, the, you know, the practice that I went through just to get where I got. Because I've had family, you know, I know I'm kind of just exposing the family, but like, I mean, this is what it is. And I don't think no one really realizes the impact they have on someone until like they get to that point that they're like, oh yeah, okay, like, yeah, I can see where that could have rubbed you wrong, yada yada. Like, I remember one of my cousins, so we went on, anytime I went on a trip or anytime I was around my cousins, I was always trying to make money. I was always trying to be on my grind with Forex, and I was on my phone. I would be looking at charts, you know. I mean, for my traders, they know what it's like. You know, you're moving around, but because it's on your phone, you're like, let me see if I can make some money. Let me see if I see a setup or whatnot. And like, my family did not understand that. I'll say some of my family didn't understand that. So they'll see me be on my phone and they'll be like, oh, there goes Elijah on the charts again. There goes Forex boy. You know, that's where like name calling would come in. And that's where people would be like, you know, oh, okay. But then, you know, all the name calling would come in, and then they would be like, you know, is that real? Like, you actually make money from that? You know, is that legal? All those type of things, right? But then whenever they see a blue screen, which is a profit number, then they're like, oh, you're actually making that much money? Like, you know, is that real money that you're making? Like, can you actually take that out? Oh, okay, so you can. Okay, well, you know, is that, you know, that's where all these questions come in. But then at first it's the doubt, you know? And I've had so much doubt, even outside of business and Forex trading. I've just had doubt in my life, but that's what I really relate to because that's where I got it the most. And so I think that dealing with doubt and dealing with hate is going to be a part of the journey, part of the process, no matter who you meet. I've had times where I met strangers and I'm like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, what you do? And I do day trading, I do Forex trading. And then their whole mentality shifts about it. I don't know what the bad rep is on Forex trading or day trading is, but when you actually understand it and you realize that it could be a real thing for you to make money, and that it's one of the most profitable things for you to make money in, then you start understanding that it just changes your mentality. Yeah, I've always dealt with hate, you know, and I think that is so crucial. Knowing how to deal with that is one of the biggest things. And so here's what I would recommend to a lot of people. First off, I say to tune it out, because people are always going to be talking, right? It's like trying to be in a tornado and all these things are going around you and you're like in the middle, right? So you see everything going around, but in the middle it's so quiet, it's so empty. And if you're just standing still, you're able to actually realize everything that's going on around you, right? So I would say tune it out, because you're going to realize everything that's going on, the people that are actually going to support you, the people that are actually going to be there for you, the people that are actually going to speak life into you. That's so crucial, because if you have a bunch of negativity coming in, you're going to start moving around and start being in a chaotic mindset that you're going to be in the tornado, right? Now you're trying to fight with people and you're trying to be in this space where you don't have to be. It's super chaotic in that area. The second thing I would say is, for people that doubt you and for people that hate on you, just remember that they're only doing that because they rather don't understand what you're doing, or it's because they don't like what you're doing, because you're eventually going to be better than them. That's just what it is. A lot of people want to support someone until they start being better than you. And then when they start being better than you, then you're like, okay, well, you start getting curious. You're like, okay, well, what do they do to be in this position? Okay, well, well, he was talking about that. She was actually trying to start this business, but I didn't think it would actually take off. Now she has 1 million followers, or she got 1 million views on her video, and now she has a bunch of clientele. Okay, well, I mean, he did say that he wanted to blank blank blank, but I didn't think he would actually be able to do it. And now that they see you in this position, they're like, okay, well, I don't really understand what I did wrong in the aspect of, like, I could have done better. I could be better. I should be better than them. I have more people that like me, and I'm smarter, or I have a degree, whatever the case is. And I always just say, like, if people start hating on you or they start downing you, it's because they don't understand what you see. That's why you have that goal. That's why you're working towards it. They're working towards something else, if they're working towards anything specifically at all. And the last thing I would give is learn to have self-control. Not everything needs a reaction. Whatever they're saying that's negative they're trying to get to me with, I don't react to it, because most of the time people are trying to just gain a reaction out of you. They're trying to see, okay, well, what buttons can I push? What ways can he actually stand up for himself? What ways can I be able to get him to push past the limit to see another version of him? And most of the time, I'm not the type of person that is going to react off of what you're saying, especially if I know that you're looking for a reaction. I will definitely just sit back, say, okay, that's cool. For me, it might not be for everybody, so it's not good. It's not going to be understandable to you. You're not going to be in a position where you can actually comprehend what it is that I'm telling you. You actually wanted to learn what I do, or learn the steps that it took me to get to this place, then you would be asking those questions, not doubting what I'm doing and having this own insecurity in yourself. Or if it's something that you don't want to do, cool. Like, you don't understand what I'm doing, cool. I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do though. Believe that. So coming to those terms and learning that it's good to push it to the side, right? Don't focus on the negative, right? Learn to understand that they don't understand your vision, basically. They don't see what you have going on. They don't see what it took for you to get where you're going. And third, learn to have that self-control in yourself. That way you're not reacting to unnecessary stuff. Just prove it to them. Eventually they're going to see the lifestyle that you've built. They're going to see the things that you're building. And then they're going to say, what are you doing? What am I doing wrong? And what could I be doing if I want to be like you? Because now you're going to become a inspiration to people. Even though at one point they were doubting what you were doing, now they're going to be like, wow, he got a new car. Wow, he's living in this house. Wow, he has, these certain things going on for him. Maybe I should have been more supportive. But that's all I got for y'all. Definitely follow those 3 things and keep them in mind whenever people are really talking down on you and interacting with you in that type of negative space. So that's all I got for y'all though. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch y'all later. Gone.